Hello everyone, it says that we are live and you'll see that I have a little bit of a different setup today because my board, this is the board that I use whenever I am doing videos for the YouTube, so we don't have to haul in a giant table or different types of tables. We just have these swap out boards so that the table looks completely different depending on what we are filming. So today, as the suggestion in the title, or I guess as the title suggests, we are working with Decofoil products today, and I've been having so much fun this morning and this afternoon working with, hello Tina, thank you for joining in. I've been working with a whole bunch of different Decofoil products today, and again, like I said, I've been having the time of my life, and I want to show you today how we can do some different quick and easy cards and some things that intermix with the Brutus Monroe inks and things like that. And there's a lot of really cool stuff that I want to show you today. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. So first and foremost, what I did before we went live is I started using the Decofoil transfer gel, and you may have seen this used before. I'm sure you have. It is all over the place, and I must say it has completely changed the way that I am using foils and the way that I am doing different types of cards and different projects all together. So hello. So first and foremost, what I want to show you is something that I did that's a little bit different from the card making that we're doing now. So a lot of you have used this stamp set before, which is our Enchanted Rose stamp set. Now, this is going to kind of outline and show you the premise of how this works very quickly and easily. All I did was I took a little bit of this transfer gel, a little bit of it that was just in the top of the lid, and I just grabbed a little bit of it, and all I did was I painted the flower, or excuse me, I painted the rose. So look at how we are just getting foiling in certain places. So what's going to be awesome about this, and you'll see this finished card soon. I didn't want to do this live because I wasn't sure that it was going to work, and I was very pleasantly surprised when it did. But you can color. So say you're coloring this entire piece. Maybe you're watercoloring, maybe you're using alcohol markers, whatever you choose to color with. But then you take just selective areas of the rose, or maybe you just do the leaves and you do them in, say, a green Decofoil. It is just spectacular how you can now choose where you're foiling on your piece. And this, I mean, once this is finished, I dare to say that this is, one of those cards that you would get at, one of the higher end card stores that you're paying quite a pretty penny for, and you can do so many of these, very simply and very easily. So let's move on to really the main event and what I wanted to talk about today. So let's talk about this Decofoil transfer gel, which is, the only reason I didn't come on earlier is because I probably only had to do maybe 1 or 2 panels to show you, but we ended up doing, I think, 15 panels that we actually use this on. So to show you really quickly how it works, all you do is you just take this, and I'll grab one of the panels and show you what it ends up looking like. All you do is when you put it on, it is going to be white. So I'll show you what it looks like here. It is white naturally. So what you do is you take a stencil, and I'll grab a stencil real quick in the palette knife and just kind of show you how it works. So when you place it on, you're going to place your stencil down. This is the Brutus Monroe Jagged Heart stencil. And you place it on, and all you're going to do is you're going to dip in, and actually I could probably do this for you. Do we have a piece of color paper of any of our cardstock anywhere? We're just going to wait, just pause for just one moment. Heather's going to go grab me a piece of color cardstock so I can show you exactly how this goes on, because I really want you to see exactly what it's going to look like before it is dry. So when I place this here, you'll see, and I'm going to take some of the Decofoil transfer gel, and I want to show you exactly what happens, because I think this is important, because it does not go on clear. Clear is how you know that I say you're in the clear, so to speak. You're ready to foil once it goes clear. Once it's clear, you're in the clear. I love making up little kind of quick rhymes and poems and things like that, so you remember how, when you can actually use it. So I'm just applying it on, and it's so simple to apply this on. I mean, it cannot get easier than just taking this, placing it on with just a palette knife. You could use a credit card. I mean, really whatever you have around you can use. Then scoop up what you have left over, and you're going to place it right back in the jar, and then you're going to lift up the stencil, which this is the cool part because then you see exactly what happened. You lift up the stencil, and I'm just going to pass this stencil off so that we could get that clean. And now you'll see, look at how white that is. So this is going to let you know where exactly your foil, excuse me, where your, well, yeah, where your foil is going to go, but also where you've stenciled. And I just love, love, love this stencil. So I'm going to move this to the side, and I'm going to show you now what it looks like once it's dry. So once it's dry, it's going to have a little bit of a tackiness to it, but now is when the magic is going to happen, and I can't wait to show you what this is going to do, because we're actually going to foil a couple of these to show you what happens. So this is our aubergine cardstock. This is our new cardstock that just came out. It's an 80-pound weight. It's a great weight, and I'm going to use my favorite foils from Decofoil. I'm sure you guys can probably guess which foils from Decofoil are going to be my favorite. If you can't guess which ones they are the watercolor foils. So this is called Amethyst Watercolor, which it's just I think it's made to be because the amethyst, we actually have amethyst sequins. So I am really excited to use this amethyst, and I'm just going to put this over to the side here. And I want to show you, look at how stunning this foil is. It's no question why this is my favorite foil. So the lighting is going to change a little bit because the foil obviously makes it very, very bright to the camera. So I'm just going to cut a little piece of this amethyst foil off. I am what I call a foil hoarder. So I am going to cut this off to the very, very last little smidgen because I do not want to waste any of this beautiful foil. But I'm going to take this away so you can see a little bit better. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the parchment sheets that actually comes with the toner sheets, or you can, I believe, just use a piece of cardstock or typing paper. I would use this because it doesn't move. And I'm going to just grab this, or something sticky on my mat here. And I'm just going to place this right here. I already have my mink prepped and ready up here, ready to go. So I'm going to bring the mink forward. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to run it through the machine just like you would run, a toner sheet through. Or, one of Gina K's foil mates, or, any of our vintage textiles paper. You could use something like that. So I'm running this through now, and I can't wait for you to see what happens next. And I'm actually going to do 4 of them while we're live so you can see which ones we're going to do. I'm going to do I'm going to do this one here, which is our Folk Wave. I'm going to do the Oz, because I think that will match well with the blue. I'm going to do the Jurassic, and then I think that's all that we'll do. So now I'm going to pull this out, and I can't wait for you to see, I mean, the way that this is going to coordinate and match with our cardstock is so, so cool. So now you'll see, you can kind of see that imprint there, and now this is when the magic happens. Look at how incredible that looks on our cardstock. I mean, it's just breathtaking. It has dimension. You can even see, and this is something that's really, really cool to me, and something that is that I'm really excited about. You can even see the stroke lines from the actual paste or the gel, and that is just incredible to me. I mean, this really just needs a sentiment, and that's what we're going to do today, because really all this needs is a sentiment, and you're off to the races. So let's move on and let's do the next one. So I'm going to move this foil out of the way. We're actually done with the amethyst. So we'll show our Folk Wave stencil, which is probably one of our most popular stencils, and the foil that I'm going to use for that is called Amber Watercolor. So again, I think that these colors just lend themselves so beautifully to the different cardstocks that we're using. So I'm just going to place this to the side as well. And I'm going to try to do this off camera only because I don't want for that bright light to hit you guys again. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my the amber color. And again, just absolutely stunning. The variation that you're getting or that you get, excuse me, from these watercolor. The watercolors are just my absolute favorite. I mean, solid colors are pretty too, but when you can have variation and only use one foil, I mean, that's really, really awesome to me. So I am going to go ahead. Trinidad said hello. So hello, Trinidad. Thank you for watching in Trinidad. So I'm just going to get these two prepped and ready to go while this one is going through so that we can kind of expedite the process, because I have a lot of other things that I want to talk about, but we're only at the 10-minute mark, which is great. And I'm going to grab now, this one is called Emerald Watercolor, which is just absolutely stunning. So let me just grab this one while this other one is coming out here. And you get 5 sheets in these tubes, which I think is, I mean, it's incredible. Look at this foil. Oh my goodness, I cannot get enough. And I'm sorry, Heather, that I'm making such a mess for you, but I'm trying to make sure that everyone say hello to Heather that's in here. She could wave real quick at the camera. She's here. She is, she's my right-hand gal when it comes to doing all of our lives, and that's why the lives kind of flow so simply, because without her, there'd be a lot of stuff that I'm grabbing and looking for, and she helps to prepare everything before them. So now let's take a look at this one. Oh my word. That is just, and I hope that you're able to see the difference in variations of that color. So here's the first two now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's just keep going, because I'll look at them for days. I will look at them for days. So let's go ahead and pop this one in here as well. It does give, yeah, it's almost like an ombre kind of a look, but it's very cool, because it almost looks like it has almost like it's very different. It's like marbled almost. Yeah, it's very, very different. You almost have to see it to see, and you can see through there. Look at how cool that is. When the glare's gone, you can really see the colors. Yeah, watercolor. Well, that's what they're called, watercolor. And then this one's called Lapis, which again is fantastic because we have a Lapis ink. So that makes sense for us to use Lapis today. So I'm just going ahead and putting this foil all to the side. We're going to use it with our Oz paper today. And let me go ahead, and I just wanted to do all of this live because I feel like when you see it live and you see it actually happening, it makes so much more sense. Now, of course, we'll have many more tutorials and videos on these because I love it so much, but I wanted you to be able to see it live because it's just so incredible. So now we're going to go ahead and peel off. Oh my goodness. I cannot get enough of that. And if you saw that I had to do a little tug there, that's okay. Just tug it. It's just because, you know, you're pulling the foil off of the clear transfer sheet. So just give it a tug. It's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. And look, oh my goodness, this is like this is a dream come true. Look at this. Look, I'm going to bring it up closer. Look at how that changes from those different colors. And again, this is all you really need. We're going to make cards very quick and easy today. So now I'm going to grab, this is the Lapis shade with our Oz paper. And again, they just work so well together with the cardstock. So let me go ahead and place this up at the top here. I could not wait to come on and show you guys this stuff. Literally, the gel, I was like, let's do just a couple. I was like, let's just do a couple of colors. And then I couldn't stop. And I literally said, Heather, can you go grab me a few more sheets? Because I cannot stop putting this foil on these pieces. And it's just, it works so incredibly well. So I'm going to go ahead, and this one is going to feed through, and then we're going to do 2 different styles of cards. One I'm going to do that's a little bit simpler than the other one, but the one that I really am excited to do is the one that involves our ink, because I want to show you something really cool about the surface inks that work really well with the Decofoil. So we're going to go ahead and pull this one out, and I'm going to just pull this off towards me so there's not too much glare, and just look. Again, this is our downpour stencil. I guess I should have told you what these stencils were. So this is the downpour stencil. This is the paint splatter stencil. This is the folk wave stencil, which is on a lot of our packaging you may recognize. And then this is the jagged heart stencil. And just look at these. My goodness, this is all you need, really. These could just be postcards, and you could be done. But, of course, we're going to take it one level further. So I'm going to put my Mink over to the side because I'm going to cut out 2 different shapes out of something else that I'm really excited to chat with you guys about, which is the peel and stick toner sheets. If you guys haven't seen these yet, they are incredible. They are the peel and stick toner sheets. They are full sheets of toner, and they are sticky on the back. So I'm going to show you why that's important and why that's really cool. So I'm going to grab some of our stamps here. Let's do, oh, this is one of my favorite sentiments. We'll do small steps every day, and we'll do live a good story. So first I'm going to grab the live a good story. And I apologize for the glare. We're working on a diffuser for the light above so that you can see a little bit better. So I apologize. So I'm going to pull out, these are our foundation dies. These are the stitched squares. And something that's really cool about the stitched squares, I'm just going to go up one larger. The stitched squares is the stitching stays on the square but does not stay on the piece. So what that means is the square is actually going to, you'll see, I'll just show you. So I think we can use the same size for both of these. Small steps are, yeah, we can use the same size. So I'll cut out 2 of them. So I'll grab my Cuttlebug. Let me just put my dies away here. I put them in our cargo sleeves that work really, really well for storing all of your goodies. And I'll keep my stamp there. We'll just have to remember that the stamp is there when I'm looking for it later. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my Cuttlebug. Is this over? It is not over, Laura. We're just rocking and rolling. We just came on about 16 minutes ago. So I'm going to try to keep it at about a half an hour. That might not be possible, but I'm certainly going to try. So I'm just going to take our wafer thin die, which works beautifully with the foils. I mean, excuse me, with the toner sheets. And I will go ahead and pop this through, and you'll see it's going to, whoops, I shifted it a little bit there. You'll see that it's going to literally pop right on out of this. I was very excited when I first used these adhesive toner sheets with my dies, because I could not believe how easily they popped right out. So here you go. You can see how easily that popped out, and the stitching is still there, which is really, really cool. So now I'm going to do a second one. I'm going to put that scrap to the side, but don't you worry, I am still going to use those scraps, because foil scraps are, in my mind, the best scraps, because you can use them for so many different things, because you can just use like the tiniest little piece of foil and you can do so much with it. So now I'm going to run this guy through, and we just need 2 of these. Okay, and I'm going to show you what we can do here. So I'm just pulling this through. I'm going to toss my die over to the die set, and we're actually done with the Cuttlebug for now. So let me move the Cuttlebug out of the way. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to foil these pieces. And since it's full toner, they foil very easily. And I'm actually going to use this foil from Rebecca Meyer, I believe is how you say the last name. I'm sorry, Rebecca, if you are watching this and I completely tore apart your last name. But Rebecca Meyer, I believe, is who these are through, or is her name, excuse me. And these are, this is called New Penny, which I think is going to be perfect on these pieces. So I'm just grabbing, whoops, got stuck there a little bit. Just grabbing a piece of New Penny. And I'm going to grab, again, my little, I'm not sure where my little sheet went, the little, to put it through. We'll just use this. I'm not sure where my, oh, here it is. Oops, I put the wrong thing over here. Okay, so I'm just going to use this, just like so, and I'm just going to place it, you know, kind of, it doesn't matter. You can do it kind of a little bit wonky or wherever you want to put it. Just make sure that, I mean, I would say that it's probably suggest, oh, thank you, Royce, that it's probably smart to make sure that the whole foil is covered, but I will say that, you know, it does not, I mean, you just have to watch and make sure that everything comes out okay. I would just suggest that you have make sure the whole foil is covered, but I have done it many a times without the foil being completely covered. Hello, Mikuskiki. Hello. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this piece out here. And then we're going to get the second one rocking and rolling, and I'll show you what we're going to do with the ink, which I think is really cool. But I can't wait to show you how you can still see the stitching. which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off, and you'll see how beautifully it covers that. So look at how that is covered. Just absolutely perfect. And the best part is you can still see the stitching. I believe it is like a parchment paper. It feels, I mean, heavier than parchment paper. This is actually, when you purchase the peel and stick toner sheets, it actually comes with this. So this is what it comes with. And I believe, let me see here. Yes, it does not, yeah, it does not come in this guy, but it does come in the other one. I'm just gonna take a sip of my drink real quick. So now I'm gonna grab another piece of new penny. I'm gonna take it from the back this time so we don't have fear of it sticking. And then I'm gonna grab this here, and I'm just gonna place it right in the center. Again, you guys might be shrieking because I'm kind of wasting a bit of foil, but I will promise you that I will use this piece of foil all the way until the very last piece is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let this go through the machine, but while this is going through the machine, you don't really need to see that happening. I'm going to prepare our sentiment. So I'm going to take a mini Misty, because you do need a stamp positioner for this, to make sure that it does, you know, stamp in the right place. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my magnets, and I'm going to place them right here, and let's just say right down here. It doesn't really matter where they're placed. And I'm going to take the Live a Good Story, and this is the really exciting thing about the Brutus Monroe inks and the Decofoil. So let me just see here. I have to make sure that, oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to get a piece of tape actually, because it's sticking. So let me grab a piece of tape, and I'll tape it down to make sure that it stays right where we want it to stay, because it's a new stamp, so it needs to be conditioned a little bit. So we'll just take the tape, and we won't have a single care or problem in the world. We'll just make sure that it's down there. So I'm going to go ahead and place this right down here, and then there we go. Good to go. So now I'm going to grab the surface ink. It is very important that you use surface ink for this. The detail ink is not going to stick the way the surface ink will stick. And I'll show you, well, I won't show you an example because you'll just have to take my word for it, that it's not going to stick this way. But the surface ink was created for non-porous and porous surfaces, which is what makes it very unique and very different. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that down once. Then I'm going to go ahead, and you can't see anything now, I know, but you will. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp it one more time. And what it creates is almost like a resist, which is really, really cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heat gun, and I'm just going to very quickly hit it with the heat gun. I did learn a very valuable lesson today. You don't want to heat this up for too long, because you will start to react. You will start to react the foil again. So you do not want to heat it up too long. You want to make sure you're going over it all over the place. But this is the really cool part, and what makes me so excited about using the Decofoils with my ink. So let me go ahead and just pull this tape off of here, and now let me show you what we have. So I'm going to get rid of this stamp here, and look at how cool that is. Do you see Live a Good Story? How cool is that? That our inks are permanent on there. Now, there's a couple of pieces that aren't dry, but I'll show you, you know, it's not coming off. So you just have to make sure that it dries, but it does dry permanently on the Decofoil, which I can tell you, if you were to use just a regular dye ink, I can promise you it's gonna pull up, and it is not, I mean, your card is gonna be done before it even gets started. But I just think that that is just so cool and so nifty, and now you can see Live a Good Story, which we're gonna put on our card. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna stamp my second one. Oh, it's already out of the machine. Gonna stamp my second one. We have about 6 minutes left. I think we could do it. And then I'll show you the other cards. We'll post them in the group, the other things that I want to do. But don't worry, we're doing Decofoil on Friday too, because I have lots of Decofoil that I want to share with you and I want to talk about, because you know, I've been using Decofoil for a really long time, but I've just recently, you know, started really using all of the different tools and different items. So I'm really excited about the possibilities that we have. So now the next one is going to be small steps every day, which is another one of my absolute favorite stamps from these stamps. And I'm going to go ahead and just position this right where, just lightly position it. And we're going to grab it and lift it up here. It's going to be a little finicky because, again, it is a brand new stamp. So you just place this. It's going to pick it back up. And I probably am not using the best tape because this is Post-it tape, which is not really going to hold it down too well. But again, we are using whatever tools that we have easily for us to easily reach. So, oh, there we go. Perfect. So now I'm going to grab the locomotive. Hello, Hope. I'm glad you're taking a break. It's very, very nice to see you. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pop down our small steps every day. And we'll do it again. Again, if you're using the Misty, I mean, I say use a Misty all the time because it will always make sure that you have the best adhesion, so to speak, to your foil. Or to whatever you're stamping on, I mean, honestly. So now I'm all done with my Misty. And I'm going to pull this away, and I am going to go ahead and hand this puppy off, because now we're getting into card making mode. So we're just going to let those sit aside for a second. I'm going to grab my 2 card bases. This is just our Alabaster cardstock, 110 pound. It is awesome. It works really, really great. And we're just going to go ahead and score our card bases real quick. This is just our 8.5 by 11 cut in half. So it will be scored at 5.5. I'm just going to go ahead and score that right there. Just pop this down. Bam, bam. Off to the races. We'll do the same thing here. Easy peasy. And just fold that over. I can't wait for you guys to see the other things I have in store for using the Decofoil products. I have so many fun things that I want to share with you. So I'm actually just going to get this puppy out of the way because we're all done with all the messy stuff and it's much easier. Oh, you can see my little X that I have to be on to make sure that I'm in the frame correctly. So you're getting a lot of behind the scenes today because we're literally, these lives, I want them to be right on my desk. Like we're basically stopping what we're doing for the day and we are going live and showing you what we're working on, which I think is so much more fun. Oh, hi, Tammy. Yeah, the other one I will, I think I probably will heat set it. I completely forgot, but thank you so much, Tammy, for giving me the heads up because I would have forgotten to do that. So I'm going to use what is this guy? The Oz, and there's all sorts of little flakes flying all over the place because I just knocked stuff off of my desk. So you'll have to excuse that. So this, I don't want it to fit completely on top. So if we look at our mat, the next size down on our card, the layer 1 should be 4 by 5.25. So I'll show you real quick on our mat. What's really cool that I actually put away is it has all of the common card measurements on our mat, which makes it a great thing to have at your disposal. And of course, that's why I put it away, so I didn't have. So we're going to do 4 by 5.25. So let me just get this lined up to 4. So 4, and it's really cool because you can cut right through that stuff. So 4 by 5.25. Oh, that's great. I didn't know if it was going to be able to cut right through there, and it sure did. So we'll now do, let's see, was I doing, oh, this one. So we'll go to 4. We'll start on this side. 4. And that's the great thing is when you cut down these bases, you're able to kind of center your artwork there a little bit. So simple, and I mean, these cards could not be simpler to make. And I can't wait till we can start doing classes at our storefront so that I can show you, you know, kind of in person. I love doing these live things, but it's really fun to show you in person. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little tiny baby Thermoweb adhesive runner. I cannot get enough of this little guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive, and this rolls like a dream. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back. You can add as little or as much as you would like. I'm usually pretty liberal with my adhesive only because of the fact that we do have some dimensional items on top. So I'm going to go ahead and put that first one on, and then I'm going to put the second one on here, and going to add the adhesive on, and we're in the home stretch now, guys. We're almost done. So I'm just going to place this guy right on here as well, and there we go, all set. And then I'm just going to place my little sentiments on there. So let me just heat set this one real quick. And while I'm heat setting, I hope you guys can still hear me. We're actually going to do a giveaway today on the Facebook Live. So, or not Facebook Live, my goodness, where am I? On YouTube Live. So if you're watching this now or you're watching this later, the giveaway is open until this upcoming Friday. And all I'm doing is just heat setting these again to make sure that they're completely set. This Friday, if you place a comment below letting me know what your favorite Thermoweb product or your favorite Decofoil product is, you are going to win one of our mixed media stencils. You can choose whichever mixed media. Actually, let me choose. Let's do, how about the Jagged Heart? We're going to give away the Jagged Heart, and the best, I think the most fun part of it is, can someone hand me a Sharpie? And what I'm going to do is we are going to give away, actually let me go ahead and I'm going to peel this backer off, which is super cool. Actually, let's do this real quick. I am actually going to sign it for you. So this is now a signed stencil. Create your own ending. And someone who comments below is going to win this stencil. So we are going to, if you're in the Pittsburgh area and you win, we will ship it. I mean, excuse me, you can come pick it up at the store, or you actually, we'll ship it to you. So just leave a comment below. It will close on Friday, which the date on Friday is the 30th, I believe. On the 30th. I love her stitch dies as well, Deanna. The 30th, I believe, is that date that it will close. So now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this right in the center. You guys saw how simple and easy it was to do this, and oh, that's perfect. That ink is on there. Another reason to come to the store. We love when you come to the store, Tammy. So now I'm just going to go ahead again, and I'm going to peel this off. How simple. Oh, and it actually has little scored lines, which is awesome. I'm going to pull this off the back and place this right here. And how much more shining, shimmering, splendid could you possibly want from a card? So you can see, I mean, the thing is, when somebody sees this card, honestly, the first thing that I would think is, number one, how did they do that? How, you know, how is this metallic metal finish on there? What is that? And then to see the stamped image on what looks like metal is, I mean, that is just so different. And that's why I love using the, you know, the Decofoil as well as, you know, the Thermoweb products, because I see things so differently. And I see, you know, when I first saw these products, I said, this is exactly the card that I have in mind, and this is exactly what I want to do with the products. But I can't wait for you to see the other items that we are going to be working with in the next couple of days. I have so many goodies, so many goodies to share with you, and so many different products to share with you. So these are the two cards that were made today. I am going to give Gio quite the task to try to take a photograph of foil, which is one of the most difficult things to photograph. So he'll take a picture of these, and you'll see them on the website later. But of course, you can see just how, I mean, they're just absolutely stunning. And then we have two backgrounds that we haven't used yet, but also we have, dare I say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more backgrounds that we're going to be working on. So thank you all for tuning in. I absolutely adore these really cool different foils that match so beautifully with our cardstock. And I just love how easy and simple it was to make these cards. Thank you, Gianna. So again, just real quick, make sure that you go ahead and comment below and let us know what you love about ThermoWeb products, or what your favorite ThermoWeb product is, or your favorite color of Decofoil. You can really put whatever you want. Thank you, Laura. You can really put whatever you would like below about those products, and you will have the chance to win this jagged heart stencil that I designed, that I signed for you, and it will be all yours. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in today. I adore each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being a part of Brutus and Row and for being a part of my life. And remember to always create your own ending. Goodbye, my friends.